even on the smaller scale, it's when you're in a room and you're having conversation and people call you aggressive, or they say like, could we maybe, let's think about how we word things, because I think people need to understand that we as a community, specifically as a Black woman who is intersectionally erased from conversations about, in the Black community, and then feminist conversations, because we get into the whole white feminism thing. When we're in these spaces with our communities, oftentimes it's like, well, okay, you can talk about this thing, but I don't want to, like, when I was in college, there were issues in our Black community because a lot of the Black women in our community started talking about assault within the Black community. And there were people who were saying, no, we shouldn't be talking about that. We need to just focus on the community and build up the community. We don't need to hear about that. Stop talking about that. Be quiet. Because that's not what we need to focus on. And it's in those feminist spaces where it's like, well, let's just focus on all women. Like, we don't,
yeah.
And there might not even be anything that's specifically wrong with, quote unquote, your tone. It's just that they don't even necessarily want to hear the content that you're sharing.
I find myself very often in rooms where I'm the only person who looks like me in a variety of ways, or has the identities that I do, whether it's being Black or being queer, being a woman, all of these different things. I'm also gender fluid, all of these different things in the conversation. And I learned how to take up space, which I have no problem with. But along with that, my consonants get very clear, and I'm not apologetic for it. Right. And I often run into these issues, the people who are like, well, even the allies, like you were saying, who say like, well, like what Donna's trying to say is, or like, wait, Donna, I want to hear you. Please just calm down. Or like, your energy right now is really toxic. It's too much. My favorite are like, and I love and light. Love and light. If you do things with an open heart, like people will really come to you because you catch more flies with honey. Like actually you catch the most flies with raw meat. Let's be real honest right now. Okay? I choose the words I use. Right. And I do so mindful of the rooms that I'm in. And so for someone to immediately skim past all of that hard work that I have done in order to, diminish me, to erase me, to silence me, you're going to catch the verbal hands.